Wizards of the West Coast. Tapping out, slinging spells. I hate your deck.
On the attack, I'm going to attack Blanka, and he's going to turn into a ball of electric fire. Because my deck, I just targeted. It's not even my fault.
I did give him poison.
Yes, I'll hit you for...
I'm reevaluating my life choices just now.
You're doing great.
Oh, he gets to do it a second time. If you really want to support I Hate Your Deck, there's a lot of ways to help support us. Number one way is through Patreon. Patreon is a great place where you get to join our community. We have a Discord where we play a lot of Magic with our friends, and there's such a community of people from around the world in our Discord. So if you want access to our deck list, do you want to play Magic with a lot of people from all over the world and interact or help brew your decks, the I Hate Your Deck Discord through Patreon will help you get all that done. Hey, if you've been liking I Hate Your Deck, hit the like, subscribe, and ring that bell to get notifications when we have new episodes coming out. And we also have bonus episodes. If you want to see those bonus episodes that were too hot for YouTube, join our Patreon to check that out. Before we start our game, we need to show our sponsor some love. Here's our sponsor, and our show will continue right after, so stick with us. No Pulp Media, it's where we're shooting right now, and it's where a lot of people come to record music or do podcasts. So if you're looking to do that, check out No Pulp Media here in Long Beach.
Wizards of the West Coast. Tapping out, slinging spells. I hate your deck. We want to give you the true LGS experience. We show up, sling spells, and have fun. Now meet our players for this episode.
What's up, everyone? It's Lynch from I Hate Your Deck, and yet another episode where we'll see if we're playing Spice or Jank. Today, I'm, as always, excited to play Magic with my friends and with new friends. You know, we've been having a lot of fun bringing patrons on the show to give them a chance to shine with some of their unique builds and unique, maybe designs or other things. We'll see. There's some interesting things happening in this episode.
Hey guys, Sean here, back with another very special episode of I Hate Your Deck. Very excited to be here with some really good people to play some fun Magic and just hang out and have a good time. Hell yeah.
What's up, everyone? My name is Ray, patron. I'm glad to be back. I'm just excited to be on the show. I'm stoked to be here.
I'm Matt, I'm a patron on the show, and I'm just ready to sling some spells.
So with that said, let's get into the pregame rules conversation. I'm playing one of the Universe Beyond characters, Blanka. So if we're all cool with letting me play a special secret layer commander.
Absolutely.
I mean, I get to play this guy. So.
Yeah.
Basically what Blanka does is Blanka has haste, human beast warrior. Rolling attack is when Blanka Fury's friend has trample as long as you've cast 3 spells or more this turn. Electric thunder is when Blanka becomes target of a spell, gets +2/+2 to end a turn, deals 2 damage to each opponent. I'm trying to target Blanka with spells, be them enchantments or instants or sorceries, to trigger it to do damage, get it big, and then swing. Does a good job of, if I've got a lot of ways of getting card draw, to do that. And then, you know, the chance of killing someone easy, but then it does kind of taper out unless I can keep some kind of card draw engine going. Because if you can't target it, it's not getting very big. And it's
still
not,
pretty sweet, yeah.
Pretty good.
Blanka was the character I used in Street Fighter. Like, when I played Street Fighter back in the day, Blanka was my main.
At the arcade?
At the arcade. And then as soon as it came to this Nintendo, I think first, before Genesis, it was like, dude, that was the game that you had pizza night at your friend's house with.
Exactly.
I did print up most of the decks, so you'll see a lot of proxies.
He resonates with you because of his tortured existence.
And I love both of the, like, his rolling thunder attack and the way in the card, like he's doing it. It's like, I love that you are kind of using his real abilities.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this feels really authentic to Blanka's character. So I love the authenticity of Blanka being just like, you know, like, oh, I get to do Blanka things in Magic.
Exactly.
Fucking awesome.
I was hoping that I could use my custom commander. I know we haven't had one on the show yet, but I was hoping through a lot of balancing, and you guys were okay with it, that I could bring in Ben Congrite the Ruthless, who is one of my D&D characters, actually. He's Fynn the Fangbearer. I've kind of reshaped him so then he's more balanced. He's a 3-color, where you can do 1 black or green, and then he's a Death Touch, and the only difference is that instead of doing 2 counters whenever I hit somebody with Death Touch, I do 1 counter, which is very important.
It's fair.
And I've reduced him down to a 2/2 instead of a 1/3, so he's easier to kill. So if everybody's okay with that...
So you've done a lot of changes.
Oh yeah, because if you give him black, he's broken, and no one wants to play with him. So you gotta balance him so then you can.
Okay, so this is your custom build Rule 0 commander. Raymond, what's your priority? How do you feel?
It would be different if he had just added a color and not done anything else to the card, but I think him taking the time to make best part of Fynn a little bit weaker, which is like less poison counters, I think that speaks a lot, and also making him a 2/2 so he's less tanky. I think that's nice. So who cares? Like, I'm down to have fun and do fun things.
I mean, I'm in a similar sense. I think it's awesome that he went through the time and effort to think of a fairer way to make an already made card. You were saying that, like, was it like one of the first cards that you
One of the first cards that got me into Magic was Fynn the Fangbearer.
And that's as good of a reason as any to like bring that to the table and be like, hey guys, I made a kind of a different version. Do you mind if I play this? I'm totally open for that. All these cards were made up in the first place anyway, so I love the design around it. I'm totally in. Yeah.
So at the end of the episode, I'll tell you whether or not I think that should be a solid black versus a hybrid mana. Because that's the only thing I'm like, I think in my mind,
you were very contentious.
The fact that no, I'm still cool to get it. But I'm still looking at like, I think that should be a solid black, because the fact that you make a hybrid does still make it easier to cast if you get flooded with green. Because that's the takeaway of I don't get a red, or if I don't get a green, I can't cast the commander, so you do have to wait. So if we're all good with that, let's see it. This will be the first time when I hear deck we've had a custom commander that has like adapted something to kind of fit your needs.
So today I brought Zedruu the Greathearted. It is a 2/4 for colorless red, white, blue. At the beginning of your upkeep, you gain X life and draw X cards, where X is the number of permanents you own that your opponents control. And then I can pay red, white, blue to give target opponent one of the permanents I control. So the game plan is to give gifts, Bad Santa. So I'm gonna give you things, I'm gonna be nice.
It's so cool, man. I really appreciate that.
I was looking.
First time it's been on the show.
Yeah, I tried my best to find something that wasn't on the show before, and I haven't.
I appreciate that.
I got you.
Because that's what I like. I like seeing new commanders.
Exactly.
And I think our audience does. I think a big part of our audience likes is we try to play a lot of different decks and a lot of different variety.
Yeah, I was looking, and I haven't found any other Minotaurs holding a smoking staff wearing a crop top pointing to the east. And yeah, I hope to have a good time with it.
That lead in from the uniqueness of your commander, I am playing Prosper, Tomebound. More of a common commander. He was one of the precons. I like to get these precons and modify them. They're a lot of fun that way. This was a good one, kind of out the box, and I really liked what it was doing with black and red. He's a 1/4 for 2 and a black and red. He has Death Touch and Mystic Arcanum. At the beginning of my end step, exile the top card of my library. Until the end of my next turn, I may play that card. If that wasn't enough, he has Pack Boon. Whenever you play a card from exile, create a treasure token. I'm looking to exile cards from the top of my library, play them, play anything from exile really. Cascading's also fun, stuff like that. And eventually just make a lot of treasures and, love being so rich.
So what power level would you say this one's at? Because I've only seen, I think, him when he was a precon, and then I've seen like the CDH versions.
Busted, yeah. Precon.
Yeah, I've
busted,
seen like
that's it.
right? That's not what I've seen. So where do you think it's on that
I'm never
spectrum?
a really good judge of my own decks, but I have put some time and effort and love into this deck, and so I would say I try to win with it.
Yeah.
Now enjoy the show.
Let's roll and see who goes first.
Today's the day.
Deuce.
It is the day.
Nice.
Let's go.
No problems with that.
We'll draw for turn, play a tapped Stormcarved Coast, because I don't control 2 other lands, and I'll pass the turn.
I like that play. That's a solid play.
Fair Magic.
I will draw. I like it so much, I'm going to do a similar deal. I'm going to play a Haunted Ridge, and it's going to come into play tap. I'll pass the turn.
Don't do
I will draw the turn. Forced. Pass.
I shall draw.
My name's Forrest. People call me Forrest.
Play Woodland Cemetery, passed.
Dude, for fair magic here.
Nice.
Upkeep, draw. You know what's better than 1 tap land? Watch this. 2 tap lands. I'll go send down pass, same thing. I don't have 2 other lands. I am gonna pay 1 though. Cast Ponder. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna shuffle my library and then I'll draw a card and then I'll pass to you.
Sounds good. I don't untap. Draw. I will play Swamp as my land for turn. Then I will pass the turn.
Let's hope I don't do the same.
I'm down for
I
this.
did top deck something. Mounted. Okay. Tap it. Swift for boots. No, I top decked the boots. Now I have a turn 2 play. To a pass play.
Upkeep, untap, draw. Play a Rogue's Passage and pass.
Consider these like King Griffey Juniors.
Untap. I'm gonna play Sea of Clouds. Comes to play untap because I have 2 or more friends to play with. Rank these best to worst. French toast, pancakes, waffles.
I mean, I feel very different on different days about them. Here's the thing. I have conditions on my likes. If the French toast is really well made,
Yeah.
then it's good. But if it's not well made, it's like I want to avoid it like the plague. It really depends on the cook, man.
Yeah.
That is like.
But if you had to pick, it'd be French toast?
If it was good cook.
All right, I'll pay 3, play.
Well, you said best to worst.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's the first one that matters. I'm gonna play Pennant of Prosperity. Comes into play under the opponent of my choice. You tap 2 colors, you can tap it, and then you draw a card, and then you get to put a land on the battlefield from your hand. Every time you do that, I draw a card and put a land from my hand onto the battlefield. So we're in this together, because we're French toast friends.
Together.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other game we had issues. This game
that was the old us. We've changed.
We moved on.
We're grown.
I love it. I like moving on.
Absolutely.
I think moving on, not holding on to things, letting
exactly.
go.
You said French toast. You said pancakes, going straight to and they'll pass turn to you.
Sorry, I'm just reeling. I have no idea what order I would put that in,
Exactly.
and they're all in kind of like the same
locked.
level. Jeez. I'm gonna play a swamp as my land for turn. I'm going to tap for 3, cast a Glittering Stockpile. It is an artifact treasure. Can tap it for a red, put a stash counter on Glittering Stockpile. I can then tap it also and sacrifice it to add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of stash counters on Glittering Stockpile.
Okay.
Don't sleep on stashes.
Cool.
Stash is good.
Yeah, we had to deal with the stash problem last time, remember?
Yeah, bootlegger stash.
Yeah, bootlegger stash.
Bootlegger stash.
Sorry.
At least it's not Larry's stash.
Play your cards
That's a
right,
problem.
you get a stash ride, you know what I'm saying? Then I will pass the turn.
Right. Untap, draw. What does this do for me? I can tap it?
And you tap 2, pay 2,
I gotta
tap.
pay 2 to tap it.
Yeah, you get to draw a card and put a land from your hand on the battlefield. You said you wanted card draw for Blanka. That's
I might be doing that.
absolutely.
So I'm gonna do that because I need card draw. As you
Absolutely.
said, this is what this deck needs.
It needs it.
Tap the Pennant of Prosperity, draw a card, you draw a card.
My man.
Really feel like Prosper
And
should
then,
have gotten
and then I
the
just
pendant.
put,
That's what it says put,
I
right?
put the mountain on the battlefield.
And I put a plains on the
Prosperity.
battlefield?
And then I put a forest for
My
turn.
man, let's go.
Hey! And then,
love your
because
deck.
of the card draw, I put a mana crypt on the
Oh
battlefield.
god.
Here we go.
I couldn't believe that we went from mortal enemies in the show to immediately frenemies. This is wonderful. I'm just kidding. I never had an actual issue with you.
yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
Passing with all that mana. Be lucky that this can tap.
Well.
Otherwise, I would pay into this 2 more times.
Absolutely, yeah.
Upkeep, draw, play Swamp, and then I will tap 3 and play Nighthawk Scavenger.
Creature types in
An
opponent's graveyard.
opponent's graveyard.
This one's good because it's everyone.
Yeah, except for you.
Right now it's a 2/3. Except for me. Yeah, it doesn't
So
affect
it doesn't
me.
count. So the one thing I thought it did, it doesn't do.
Yeah. Nice.
Shows how much reading the card explains the card.
With that, I will pass.
Okay.
All right, I will untap.
See, look, the death touches are out here. They're in these streets.
Flying Death Touch Lifelink. It's great.
Is that a mana crypt?
Yeah.
Hear me out. Watch this. Oh no, hypothetically. What if I...
Destroy it.
Don't destroy it.
I like your mana crypt so much. I'm gonna tap blue, white. I'm gonna play Mermaid, and I'm gonna target mana crypt.
So we both have mana crypts.
Absolutely.
Mana crypt.
Hey, if not us, then who? Am I right? So this is a mana crypt.
He's blowing it up.
It's ours.
It's getting detention spheres.
Catching on quick. He's not gonna he just wants to have what we
Let's
have.
split the wealth. You're Bernie Sanders.
And I will pass the turn to you, friend.
At the end of your turn, I'm gonna tap my Glittering Stockpile to add a mana and put a stash counter on this mofo. That is 1 stash counter on this mofo.
What's the most stashes you've gotten on that baby?
1?
Let's go.
There's a first for everything, right? Swampy Swamps.
I like seeing those.
Going
Different cards are
to-
great.
You know what? Tap the stockpile. That'll add a stash counter to it for red. Black. Hey, let's add another black. And I will go ahead and cast Prosper. Tomebound is a 1/4 with Death Touch. Death Touch buddies. Mystic Arcanum. At the beginning of my end step, exile the top card of my library. Until the end of my next turn, I may play that card. And then Pact Boon. Whenever you play a card from exile, create a treasure token. Go to my end step. I will trigger his Mystic Arcanum, exiling Aurora Phoenix off of the top of the library. I'm just going to put that over there. And I can play that until the end of my next turn. And I will pass the turn.
Right, that seems dangerous.
That's Prosper.
I'm going to say you're going to take evens is damage. You're safe, buddy. You're safe.
There's an old printing of Mana Crypt that says the opponent has to call it. And then we just thought it'd be fun. It's like you literally put your fate
That's
in,
cool.
in
Yeah,
someone else's hand.
Absolutely.
Learn something new every day.
Draw for turn. I'm gonna tap 3 and 2 for 5 total to cast Blanka, Furious friend. Blanka is a human beast warrior with haste, rolling attack. Blanka, if I cast 3 spells, gets trample. Electric Thunder. Blanka becomes a target of spell. He gets +2/+2 until end of turn and deals 2 damage to each opponent. So even if you guys target him, that will trigger. He's a hasty boy. I still get to play a land from my hand. You know, there's certain things I did not expect to have happen as quickly as it did here. I feel like I got caught my pants down with these options. The only thing that sucks here is they have Death Touchers. There's only one place.
No, okay, but here's the thing, right?
I'm just saying. But if I've been doing things with him, he's gonna.
Here's the thing, right?
The strat works.
We'll do the thing. We're gonna tap 2.
Let's go.
We'll draw a card.
Let's go.
Right? To put a land onto the battlefield. Pay 1. Target Blanka, but with an ability, not a spell, so it doesn't trigger. I just have to swing at you. It's because in case he does somehow die. You're the only opening, and we have to say Blanka did think, because Blanka still, look at him, he's a beast. He's grateful for your attacks, but every once in a while he accidentally throws an elbow.
Collateral damage.
You're lucky I like Street Fighter.
And I pass the turn after the damage is dealt.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw.
You'll never sleep on that Street Fighter anime from back in the 90s. That was the one.
That was the one. Force for turn. And then I will tap 3 and cast Ben Congrite the Ruthless, who is a Death Toucher human warrior. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals combat damage to a player, that player gets a poison counter. All right, I'm going to go to combat. I'm going to swing the Nighthawk at Lynch for 2 in the air.
So 2 damage.
And then 1 poison. I'll gain 2 life. And I will pass.
All right, untap, upkeep. You get to do it.
Even as damage.
All right. That was rude. Boom, boom, boom. All right, I will go to my draw. This is the mana crypt, 1, 2, 3. For, tapping this for red. I'm gonna play Treasure Nabber. 3/2 Goblin Rogue. Whenever an opponent taps an artifact for mana, I gain control of that artifact until the end of my next turn. Then I'm going to pay 3, one of these being a blue, for a Ristic Study. Whenever opponent plays a spell, I may draw a card unless that player plays 1. Then I will tap this for a blue, pinging myself for 1, and I'll play Mystic Remora.
Oh, the combo.
And I'm gonna sit right
Mystic
here.
and Ristic.
I will pass the turn.
All right, untap, draw. I will tap and sack it. Get 2 red mana to my mana pool.
The ruthlessness of that is like a veteran player move. I can't have it, you can't have it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna cast an untaxed Dockside Extortionist.
My man.
So I'll make 6 treasures.
I have 3, he has 3.
4, 5, 6, go to 4, and I'm gonna cast the Aurora Phoenix, untaxed. When I cast it, it has Cascade, but also when I cast it, I get to create a treasure token. So then I will Cascade also from the Aurora Phoenix. We'll see if I...
Can I draw for Ristic Study?
You can draw for this one? Correct. So I cast Ingenious Artillerist from the Cascade trigger off of Aurora Phoenix. Ingenious Artillerist says it's a 3/1. Whenever 1 or more artifacts enter the battlefield under my control, it deals that much damage to each opponent. On cast though, cast it from Cascade off of the Aurora Phoenix, I get a treasure from Prosper. Aurora Phoenix then enters the battlefield, and it is a 5/3 with flying, and whenever I cast a spell with Cascade, return Aurora Phoenix from my graveyard to my hand.
That got out of hand real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I'll sack 3 treasures, and I'm gonna cast Agent of the Iron Throne.
May I draw for Rix?
Yes, you may. Commander creatures I own have, whenever an artifact or creature you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life.
And then may I also draw for Mystic Remora?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry, what is that again?
So then I'm going to just kind of go for it. I'm going to sack 3 treasures. That will trigger Agent of the Iron Throne, and each opponent will lose 1 life per treasure I've sacked.
So, okay.
I have 3 floating mana. I'm going to cast an untaxed Lelia, the Blade Reforged. She's a 2/2 with haste. Whenever she attacks, exile the top card of my library. I may play that card this turn. Whenever I exile 1 or more cards from my library and or my graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on Lelia. It's untaxed. Cool. And then I'm gonna risk it in the Gods of Chaos, hope that this is a land. I'm gonna go to combat. So Mike, I'm gonna swing at you for 2 with Lelia.
I get it.
When I do that, I get to play the top card of my library.
So good.
It's a land. When I do that, whenever I exile 1 or more, whatever, I get a +1/+1 counter onto her.
So it's 3
so
damage?
So it's 3 damage coming at you.
1, 2, 3.
So I flipped a mountain into exile from the top of my library off of Lelia. I have until the end of my turn to play that. I'm going to play that as my land for turn. That will trigger Prosper.
Nice.
I will make a treasure token. Whenever 1 or more artifacts enter the battlefield under my control, I will trigger Ingenious Artillerist. It deals that much damage to each opponent, so each of you will take 1 more damage.
So now 31.
I will go to my end step and trigger Prosper's Mystic Arcanum. Beginning my end step, I get to exile the top card of my library. I usually just do it over him. It is a Swampy Swamp. When I do that, that triggers Lelia, and I put another +1/+1 counter onto her.
Nice synergy, bud. Now we get to have a non-deck, shy deck on the show.
Hey, sometimes it does some stuff.
The other one wasn't shy either the last time.
We'll see how long it goes for. I just gave this gentleman here a lot of cards. So evens, you take damage.
Oh! To draw for turn. Stay clenched, my friends.
Stay clenched, my friends.
Play a land for turn. I'm gonna tap 3 green, 3 red. Mana Crypt. Zuri's Predation. Sorcery. For each creature your opponents control, create a 4/4 green Phyrexian Beast creature token. Each of those tokens fights a different one of those creatures.
4s.
I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, you're killing my board.
8 4/4s.
On cast, can I draw for Rhystic Study and draw for Remora and have your crypt?
Sure. I'll let you draw for both.
Man.
I had better hope this doesn't bite me in the ass.
Nah.
This is where David is somewhere in spirit with this saying, it's gonna bite him in the ass.
For crypt?
Oh, yeah. It comes in tap though, it stays tap.
That's okay.
So now this resolves.
Resolve.
So I have 8 4/4s that are going to fight everything on the board. So which one of mine's die though? So 3 die from you, so I go to 5. And then 2 die from you, so it goes to 3. So I have 3 4/4s left.
Yours lives from me.
That will trigger my Agent of the Iron Throne. Basically all my creatures are dying, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So everybody will lose 5 life.
You had lifelink?
Yeah, because you fought my guy.
Yeah, so
So
I
you
just
just
get
gain 2
Yeah.
life? Yeah.
so now is everything resolved?
Yeah, now you can swing at him because he's open.
I can swing at anyone because they're open.
The guy that took your Mana Crypts, maybe?
Yeah.
Fake friend?
Yeah, exactly. What do you mean?
I'm gonna go to combat. I'm going to turn Blanka sideways. But in reality, what I'm turning him to, he's rolling to a motherfucking ball.
Exactly.
Blanka is going
true.
to ball
Back on the
out.
stick,
In order to
forward.
ball out and keep the flavor of
Yeah,
Blanka, which is
yeah.
why I didn't pay for your Rhystic Study, I'm gonna pay 1 green. I'm going to target him with Snakeskin Veil. Put a +1 counter on target creature you control. Boom. On the targeting of him, each of you lose 2 life.
Okay, can I draw?
Yes. Then he also gets a temporary 2/2 buff. So currently Blanka is 8/8.
I did give him poison.
Yes, I'll hit you for
Fair enough.
fair.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Then I will go to my end step and pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Just tap 2 and Swift Boots. And I will pass.
Can I draw for Rhystic Study?
Pay for that.
You can pay for that.
I'm not going to pay for it.
You're
Can I
not paying
draw for
it?
Remora?
What are you
Okay.
doing? What do you got up your
I will
sleeve?
draw and I will draw.
There's something up the sleeves over here.
And then you're passive,
feel
you're
like
gonna
it's
pass. Alright.
in
Untap, upkeep. Oh my god.
Rhymes
You get
with
one, and
Assassin's
you get
Trophy.
one. You made me lose life.
All right.
For
so
both my mana crypts.
evens
all around.
at the same time? All right. Evens. 1, 2, 3. Or 1 instance. of
One,
it.
1, 2, 3.
safe.
Yep.
Yeah.
One not safe.
Cool. Alright. Play a Reliquary Tower, because I have a lot of cards. Cards in hand?
I have 4 cards in hand.
Do you like your hand, Lynch?
Yes.
Do you like your hand?
No.
Not really.
Good.
I will not pay for Rhystic Remora. It could not have done more.
For real.
Fucking seriously.
Tapped one of these crypts for an Arcane Signet.
How do you like the goat?
I'm waiting to murder it.
Minotaur. White.
still think
Colors.
it's gonna
I'm gonna play Transcendence. I don't lose the game for having 0 or less life. Whenever I have 20 or more life, I lose the game. Whenever I lose life, I gain 2 life for each 1 life I lost.
So is it
At
permanently
19.
stuck at 19?
No, if he were to lose
life?
life, he's gonna gain 1 for each of that life lost. So, like this would trigger 1 life lost, but he will gain 2. So it would be a net of 1 to him if this triggers.
And then
or when
you'll
this
die
triggers.
on the spot.
Why did you cast that then? Does it really help you that much?
Yeah. All right. Does it resolve?
You might give it to somebody.
Oh, that's what's gonna happen.
I'm gonna tap, ping myself. I'm gonna play Donate.
Oh, he's giving it to
I'm gonna
someone.
have. Ooh.
You gain 2 life.
But then I'll ping myself for 1, and then.
How do you ping yourself for 1?
With the City of Brass.
Takes you back.
I might have to do it.
Judge says he just lost the game because he pinged himself for 1 and he went to 20. The Chipotle hot sauce of greed. You made a greedy play, and now the spice is coming to your tummy.
I hate myself.
All the way back, all the way. There you go.
That's why I hate your deck.
Okay, now you get to continue your turn. But you gotta stay, you can't delay.
So,
You gotta go into the turn.
heard that. I'm gonna. Sheesh. I'm gonna.
So you officially took back everything. You put that card back in your
It's
hand.
in there.
Oh, all the way around. That might be too.
I'm gonna. 1, 2.
Wait, what was the all the way around? So explain.
Oh, because it's 2 cards he took back. Because he
Oh,
took
I
back
took
the
back the
first one
Transcendence.
and the
City of
given.
Brass,
Oh,
and
I
he's
can.
taking-
That might be
leave-
a second hot shot,
I'll
sus.
leave the Transcendence out. I don't have to take it back.
Do you want another take back shot? Then you can't
Wait.
do any more take backs. That, if
Wait,
you
wait,
die,
wait,
you
wait,
do
wait,
another
wait,
one.
wait.
I just had to pour you another
I
glass.
was trying to reset for the thing.
He is right, though. That is 2 different actions.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I was
Two
trying
different
to
actions,
reset
it
for the
requires
thing.
2 different shots.
No, you're right.
You have 2 shots on the stack. The shot does work on the stack, everyone, but it cannot be proliferated.
You may take
So-
that extra take back, but do you pay the
So we're
one?
giving you the chance, if you do want to go all the way back,
Okay, go.
do you want to take another shot at us? I know it gets hot right now. Oh, you have 3 seconds to answer.
Okay, wait, no.
3,
Hold on.
2.
I'm confused. Wait. I'm scared.
So
I was
you
trying
did
to.
the
I was trying to
Transcendence?
take back my Transcendence, but Transcendence I don't
No,
lose for having
the
it
take
out.
back was the brass. He is right. Your
City
take
of
back
Brass
was
tap.
untapping the brass so you didn't lose.
But I won't take.
So you're keeping the Transcendence on.
Okay,
You're
so
I'll
no,
keep the
no
Transcendence.
other
not
shot.
taking a second shot. You're not going fully back.
Exactly.
Not doing a
I
huge
was trying to
take back.
reset. Exactly.
Okay, there you go. So I continue.
I was gonna. I'm gonna.
Now
okay.
we all know where you are.
No, I'm fine. I'm gonna tap this, the other mana crypt for 2, and play Pearl Medallion. Go ahead.
All right,
I will say the
my
hot sauce
turn.
tastes delicious. All things
It
considered.
is great.
It
it's
is
just
really
and
good.
in a shot form, it really punishes you.
I just feel like Lynch hits you and you die.
Here's.
How do I hit him and he dies?
Doesn't he go over 20 and then he
This
dies?
is back to you.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, oh, I still don't get why that
You
card's so
tapped it or didn't tap it?
I tapped it.
So it comes in tap.
Yeah.
Tap my mana, sack a treasure. Unfortunately, get no trigger from my agent, and I'm gonna recast my commander.
Prosper's back out.
Prosper is back out.
And he's got death touch, so you don't have to worry about me coming at
He's
you.
got Death Touch. I'm going to then play my land for turn from exile as a swamp. That will then make me a treasure from his pack boon. I will pass the turn. Oh, I'm sorry. I go to my end step. I trigger Mystic Arcanum. I flip the top card of my library. It is a mountain.
On cast, can I draw for Heuristic Study?
Yes, I can't tax it.
What's that?
This is the land I played for turn from exile once he was out on the battlefield.
So I'm untapping my board.
Roll for crit.
Right.
Can I roll it?
Yes, you can roll.
Yeah, you got the cool die.
Evens, you take that damage. That's crazy.
That's great.
I like your rolls. I like how you roll.
What?
I played a Lotus Pedal.
Broken.
Busted.
Yeah.
Do you?
Can
Lotus
I-
Pedal on the field.
Can I draw for Heuristic Study?
Yeah.
Really
My
should.
man.
You really should tax that. Considering you know he's
Well,
going
I
to make
have-
us all refresh our hands probably by the time. It
Well,
gets
here,
back to him.
I mean, by the nature of what my deck does, I don't think he's able to stay alive. Because my deck, I just target it. It's not even my fault. This is like you've
just don't target
gone
it.
on a
Oh, that's true,
you've gone
yeah.
on a lily pad with a scorpion. The scorpion just attacks.
I don't know how to swim.
I know.
Are you trying to say the one where it's like the bear or like the?
No, it's like the scorpion and the frog rides
Yeah,
in the back,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
the
and the
scorpion
scorpion-
stings the frog. Because the first thing I'm going to do, how many cards do you have in your hand?
What saying is that?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm going to pay 2, and I'm going to cast Dockside Extortionist.
Oh, boy. Really gonna make me do it, aren't you?
Do the thing.
That's nothing. Make me do it as in sack my treasure.
Oh yeah.
I have an enchantment and I have
get
an
5,
artifact,
5.
so you would
1,
get
2,
2
3,
from
4,
me.
5.
I don't need it. I'll keep it. I'll let you get the treasure, buddy.
Because I'm not gonna be able to even spend all of
Yeah,
that.
do what you gotta do, man.
He needs a heuristic.
8 treasures. There we go. Now I'm gonna tap this for red. It dies. And the mana crypt for 2. I'm going to target Blanka, Fury's friend, with Unquenchable Fury. Enchant creature. Enchant creature has whenever this creature attacks, it deals X damage to defending player, where X is the number of cards in their hand. When Unquenchable Fury is put into the graveyard from battlefield, return it to your hand.
Hell yeah. On cast.
On cast,
Can I draw a card?
I will have to pay, because that's why he gave me the treasure. On cast, Blanka
Messed up.
gets 2+2 and deals 2 damage to each opponent. Before this resolves, while this is still on the stack,
Yeah, you can just say like, yeah,
I'm gonna lose 2.
maintain priority.
I'm gonna maintain priority, pay 2 treasures, tap and crack this so we can draw a card.
Thanks, man.
And put a land into play. Draw a card, and that resolves first. Then this resolves. This will attach to Blanka, Furious Friend. So now you lose 2 life, and then he gains 2 life, and he dies. Does Blanka kill
Takes
him?
2 damage and gains 4 life, putting him up to 22.
Okay,
Or
so
21,
each of you lose 2
21.
life.
I have a response.
Okay.
Okay. To the
You
cast.
destroy your own enchantment.
Can you kill Blanka somehow?
If I don't respond, it kills me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is hexproof.
Can you destroy this somehow?
Do you need help? Do you need to destroy Blanka?
But if you tap that land, you die.
I'm gonna tap this land.
Which one is that?
This is the one that pings me.
If that pings you, then you die.
Yeah,
I don't want you to kill me. I want me to kill me.
Oh, get out of here. That's how you... That's all your responses?
Yeah, that's how much fun.
That was serious? Okay.
Well, nice.
So, but each of you lose 2 life. Let's show
Yeah.
how it
I
happens.
I did that. Yeah.
1, 2.
I take 2, 1, 2, and then gain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And
So
I lose.
again,
We'll
this is
trigger that. We'll see that you're at 20, and what a world! What a world!
that was greed. You got. I gave you the chance to take another shot. You could have taken it back.
I'll be honest, I wasn't thinking straight. The first shot was in there.
That's part of the hot shot.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't
know.
see straight. Tears streaming down my cheeks.
Okay.
Sacrifice.
So now Blanka also gets +2/+2. So Blanka is back to being an 8/8. I have a lot of treasures, so I'm going to lose 2. I no longer have to pay for the wonderful thing. I'll do 1 of each, as David would say. I got David now in my head like Jiminy Cricket. Careful with the color tapping. I'm sure his dad Barry taught him that. Then I'm going to cast, until end of turn, target creature gains. When this creature dies, return it to its owner's hand. Draw a card. So I target it. You each lose 2 life. He gets another +2/+2. So now he's a 10/10. So I think I will go to combat.
Oh.
Prosper's out,
He'll
right?
die.
Yeah, so I had to swing at you. So I guess your hybrid mana was okay.
That's what I've been saying.
Wait, it's 10?
It's
It's
10, yeah.
10.
Okay, so he's still alive.
Yeah, I was not alive.
On the attack, I'm going to attack Blanka, and he's going to turn into a ball of electric fire. I'm also going to swing these three Phyrexian beast creatures at you. So 3 Phyrexian beasts at you, and then 10 commander damage at you. On the attack trigger, you're going to lose 6 life because you have 6 cards in hand.
Yep.
Now we go to damage step. You have nothing to block, so you'll take the 10. And are you blocking? Sorry, blocker step. Are you blocking or not blocking?
No, I'm not gonna block. I'll take 12.
12 damage.
I respect that.
I will pass a turn.
Upkeep. Draw.
I feel like the next time you sing with Blanka, you have to do your best Blanka impersonation. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'll do Poison Tip Archer. It has Reach, Death Touch, and whenever another creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life.
Untap.
Oh, I'm dying.
Draw.
There's no way I live through this.
Every man dies. Not every man
never
really
asked.
lives. We're gonna do a fun thing right now. I'm gonna play my land
Give me 12 minutes.
from exile. That's gonna give me another treasure token. Tap for 3. I'm gonna cast Academy Manufacturer.
It's a sick card. Love that card. Big fan.
It is a 1/3 for 3 colorless mana, Assembly Worker. If I would create a clue, food, or treasure token, instead, create 1 of each. It's a nice little replacement effect. I'm going to tap for 4 here, 1 treasure, which will deal 1 damage to each of you from the Agent of the Iron Throne. And I'm going to cast Creative Technique. It has Demonstrate, and it is a sorcery. When I cast a spell, you may copy it. If you do, choose an opponent to also copy it. My friend,
What do I get to do?
shuffle your library, then reveal cards from the top of it until you reveal a non-land card. Exile that card and put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost.
What? Just shuffle?
Yeah. Actually, you know what?
randomizes, I guess.
Shit. I might need to do a take back shot because I should have played this first and then my land, and then I would have gotten 3 things.
Thank you. Sky is popular on demand. Go to uncleskies.com. Sweet Chipotle hot sauce of greed.
It's delicious.
I wouldn't recommend drinking it like this, but it is quite delicious, I will say.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And now you have to quickly play out your turn. You you gotta do it.
9.
I tap 3. Oh my fucking god. I play an Academy Manufacturer.
Sick card.
Sick.
Dude is tight.
Now what are you doing?
He's a 1/3
My man.
that does some cool shit. Now that that's resolved, I'm gonna play this Swamp from Exile.
Huge.
Hey, you got some triggers there. What are your triggers?
I was gonna trigger my Academy Manufacturer.
You might need to help him out with the tokens.
I got you. That's what I'm
I
doing.
got some tokens.
Oh, he's got him. He's prepared.
You have the food and the clues?
I got the food and
But
the
are they
clue.
foil?
Hell no.
I want to participate.
I want to participate.
See, you
down.
can see, and you can help with the mana counting with dice. There's ways you can stay helpful when you're dead on I Hate Your Deck.
I want
So I have,
Team effort.
But what if I want to?
Team effort. You gotta stay
I have
helpful.
another
You can
treasure
help when
because
you're
I
dead.
cast it from Exile, and then I make a clue and a food.
Be useful.
He wants the big dice. He's like, I'm still here.
All right, I'm reevaluating my life choices or something.
You're doing great.
Sack a treasure, which will trigger my Agent of the Iron Throne. Each of you
lose
will
another
lose a
life.
life. You just lose the
Yeah.
one life that you
The
lost.
one we already lost.
Yeah.
Okay, we forgot to reset that. It's
good.
okay.
I'm gonna cast a creative technique. Sorcery with Demonstrate. When I cast this spell, I may copy it. If I do choose an opponent to also copy it, I will choose my opponent over here.
Fantastic.
Shuffle your library, then reveal cards from the top of it until you reveal a non-land card. Exile that card and put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost. I get a copy of it. I believe that copy resolves first and then his goes and then mine goes. When you cast a spell, you may copy it. If you do, choose an opponent to also copy it. So I get 2 copies of mine, then he gets his copy resolved first. Then my 2 go, yeah. Reading the card explains the card in this instance. Shuffle your library first, then reveal cards off the top of it until you reveal a non-land card. Exile it. You may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost.
I will reveal off the top.
Okay.
Asceticism?
Yeah, asceticism. What does it do? So my creatures can't be targeted with spells or abilities that opponents control, and then I can tap a green or 1 and regenerate target creature.
Until I reveal a non-land card. Lightning Greaves. Lightning Greaves will enter, and I will get a treasure, but that will be replaced by a treasure, a food, and a clue token.
Sick card.
Then I get to do it again.
I almost forgot you did it. I was like, yay, just a boost, but he'll equip to a thing, which is still a problem. But like, then I'm like, oh, he gets to do it a second time.
Let's see what it'll be. Disciple of the Vault.
That's a good one.
Disciple of the Vault is a 1/1. Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may have target opponent lose 1 life.
Hellbent to kill me.
Cast it, I'll make another treasure, another food, or another clue and another food.
If he just keeps sacking stuff, you're in trouble.
It's a sick card.
Which there's a lot of it. No,
And green and black? Oh yeah, I can remove some stuff.
he's just kind of killing you by like not even meaning to. Like he's just playing his game, and it's like tick tick.
I'm gonna move the Greaves over to the Manufactor. You're at 4?
I am at 4.
All right, I might need you to stick around for a minute.
Yeah,
I'll just
yeah,
do
no,
it. I'm gonna go to my end step.
Listen to your instincts.
I have
Listen
listened
to
to
your
them.
feelings.
I have listened to them. I will swing the Greaves over to Prosper. Then I will go to my end step. I trigger Mystic Arcanum, exiling a Reckless Fireweaver off the top.
Huh.
He does things too. And it's your turn.
Okay, I will untap. I'll let you decide my fate with the dice.
Odd you hurt.
Let's go.
There we go.
There you go.
About
You got to get me back, you know?
I did it.
A little payback. Now I will draw for turn.
That hot sauce shot. I feel like that should be brought to way more tables because then a lot less mistakes would potentially be made.
So I'm gonna tap 2, 3, 4, 5,
That's a lot of moves.
6. I'm gonna cast Thrishkar's Expertise. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. You may cast a spell with converted mana cost 5 or less without paying its mana cost.
From your hand.
Blanka is currently a 6/6. Because he targets Blanka, Blanka is a 6/6. I'll draw 6 cards.
Yep. And then you can put one of those onto the field for
6.
Was it 5 or less?
Yeah, 5 or less.
Busted.
So I get to cast a spell CMC 5 or less from my hand. I'm gonna cast Zada Hedron Grinder from my hand. It's 4 mana. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets Zada Hedron Grinder, copy that spell for each other creature you control this spell could target. Each copy targets a different one of those creatures. So basically, this will go to the graveyard now that I've resolved that.
Yep.
Zada's in the battlefield. I'm gonna play a mountain for turn. Tap 1 red. I'm gonna cast Renegade Tactics. Renegade Tactics says target creature can't block this turn, draw a card.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna have Renegade Tactics target Zada.
Okay.
Zada will then make 3, 4, 5 copies.
Yes, and you will get to draw 6 cards.
So I will draw 6 cards.
We each will take 2 damage.
1, 2, 3, 4,
2 more. Got another
Let's
spell?
go to 20. Holy crap. Oh yeah, I took 12.
6. Pay 2. I'm gonna cast Timur Battle Rage. Target creature gains double strike to end a turn. That creature also gains trample to end a turn if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. So I'm gonna target Zada, which will then spread the love, which will target Blanka, which will do 2 damage to each of you.
And I am dead.
But rolling attack will trigger because I've done over 3 spells, so he'll also have trample twice over. As David says, that cancel each other's out, so now he doesn't have trample. I'm just kidding.
I think that's just it.
I think you lose if you don't respond.
To ensure the success of the horde, I'll pay 2
What?
treasures. I'll cast Psychotic Fury, targeting Blanka. Multicolored creature you control gains double strike to end a turn, draw a card. I will then do 2 damage to each of you, and I'll draw, well, I guess, single of you, and draw a card. I will swing out at you with, I guess, everything. The dockside included. I'm sending even the dockside.
Not the monkey, no.
How dare you? Yeah, whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, I may
So I
have
had-
the opponent lose.
I had 8 total.
Oh, okay.
So we caught that, so sorry, because I did sack,
Yeah.
I should lose 4 life. So
Yes.
now I'm at 18.
Yes, thank you for catching.
Right? We're
Disciple
we're-
of Vault triggers whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield.
That makes sense. So I will attack you with everything. Declare
Okay.
your blockers.
All right. You want to sack any more treasures just by chance or anything like
I
that?
might,
in
depending
case?
on what you do.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to block. Blanka's got, what's Blanka's power, total power?
I targeted him 3 times. I
he's a
cast
12?
that, he was a 6/6, then he was 8/8, 10/10, 12/12.
First
So
things
Blanka's a
first.
12/12
First thing with double strike.
with double
and
strike.
trample.
And trample because
Okay.
I casted 3 spells.
On
Go
attacks,
swinging.
there's a trigger on your side. This is going to deal me damage equal to the number of cards I have in my hand, which is 4.
Oh yeah, Unquenchable Fury.
1, 2, 3, 4. I have to declare blockers. Block with my Academy Manufacturer and Prosper Tomebound, because they're the only 2 guys I have. Yes, I'm blocking Blanka, because he's the one that's going to...
But it has double strike, so that it'll kill them first.
It kills them first. I'll soak 7 on the first one, and then I'll take 12 plus 12 minus 7 is
I guess all I was going to do was I was going to just sack 1 treasure to lose a life.
lose a life.
And I was just going to cast Heroic Intervention just to protect all my stuff indestructible so that they wouldn't die. Just because I really, in Street Fighter, if he dies too, I feel like it would be a draw. I feel like that would be the I feel like that would be like the twist ending. Was like, so I just need to make sure he doesn't die because so he can stand up and cheer at the end of the game.
That was the rules? Shit, I would have killed him earlier.
Did you kill him? Is that lethal?
After blockers are declared,
Yep.
and you've cast that, I guess with that on the stack, I'm going to sack 2 treasures, and you'll
2
take
left.
4. 2 from my Agent of the Iron Throne, and 2 from the Disciple.
Okay.
I'll sack all 3, so you'll take 2 more. Then I'm
Wait,
going
2 more?
Yeah,
'cause there's
1 from each. Then I have 3 mana floating. I'm going to use 2 of it to draw a card, to sack this to draw a card.
take 2.
So you'll take another 2,
Go down swinging. You're doing it. And that's it?
and then that's all she wrote.
Okay, yo, let's get the life sir, and then
You gotta say KO.
KO! Dude, good game, man.
Well done.
That was really
good
close.
game,
Good game,
good
everyone.
game,
Good
good
game.
game.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Maybe the
I
black-
told
maybe
you.
It's okay to tie it down.
Thank you for letting me use
He's
these
balanced.
Yeah, heck yeah.
and these sweet die, man.
It definitely was. I mean, I was definitely afraid of the custom cards. But then hopefully people can see too that people can make fun custom cards and they don't have to be afraid of it.
Yeah, then come
If
on
they
and
can
lose.
trust their friend. You know? So how did you feel having your first time, on I Hate Your Deck, man? How was the game for you?
Well, it was pretty fun. About everything I expected. Stopped drawing lands. About everything I expected.
You stopped drawing land?
I stopped drawing lands.
You
I got
did lands?
4, and that was the end of it.
Dude, I told
Yeah.
him before we started, I was like, I have like all lands in my hand. I was
no.
like, if I just keep at least top decking good stuff, I'll be okay. Remember I told you that
Yeah,
at the beginning of the game?
yeah.
Is that what you did?
All I had
Yeah,
was
you
lands. My opening hand was all land and dockside.
Yeah.
That was it.
You kept that?
And I kept it, and I was like, if I at least know I can get my command out turn 5, I can do things. And then the
Right.
minute you started powering me up and let me do stuff, and I just luckily was drawing into not lands, and then it wasn't until the end, like if I didn't have the Rich Bird's expertise, and then this guy to then go around to then make those extra draw the cards.
Zada's sweet.
The last one that I did that gave like all of them double strike, I feel like that came in that last round, right? I think that was in that final draw.
That was on your turn, yeah. Oh, I don't know if it was in that final draw.
No, like it was one of the last cards I drew.
Oh, nice.
Like, so if I hadn't had Zod out, I don't think I could have given everything. I would have only given him double strike.
Oh, I see.
Is what I'm saying. I don't think I would have been able to give them all. I really appreciate you guys came on. That deck still got scary. I just got really lucky with that top deck. The Azuri's Perdition.
Oh, the Perdition,
And I definitely,
I say
I owe
we
my
won.
win. I owe my win. You know what? I still though, because Valerians, if you're on the show, I'll still do the hot shot sauce for winning. Which means I'm gonna be in. There's a lot of these. I'm like really hot.
can't
My
do this one in
interior body
solidarity,
temperature.
brother.
No, you don't have to do the solidarity.
I'm
but
dying already.
Larry always says if you win, you do the hot sauce. So thank you guys for coming on the show and having a good time.
Thank you for having us.
You had fun though, right?
Yeah, definitely.
One more
I
try.
really gotta get this thing
One
to
more
work
try.
once. I really gotta get it to work once.
It's your D&D character.
I gotta
All
get it
right,
to work
so
once.
the hot shot sauce, the shot of hot sauce
It's to Fynn.
for you. It's for Ben.
Yeah, I really wanted to see it do stuff.
Oh, let's check it out next time. Well, thank you guys. You'll come back anytime. You're invited.
Thank you.
Peace out. Until the next episode of I Hate Your Deck. If you want to support I Hate Your Deck, please consider joining our Patreon. It's an excellent community that we have built with people from around the world where we play Magic in our Discord using Spell Table. If you haven't had a chance to play online Magic yet, try out our Discord. It's a great community where people are gaming daily. And every Thursdays we have Commander Day where people play all day and night, but the community's gotten so big, Commander Day is almost every day at I Hate Your Deck. It's time for the Patreon shout-outs. I'd like to thank Alan Sterling, Graham Little, and Hayden Parks. Thanks, guys. If you want a shout out, you need to be a tier 4 or tier 5 patron where we give shout outs. Now, we love all of our patrons, but it's just one of the perks of being a tier 4 or tier 5 patron. Without you patrons, we wouldn't be where we are today, and we wouldn't be able to keep making content. So thank you so much for helping us make this show a reality, and we're really excited to keep bringing you great content for the years to come. I can't wait to be able to bring my son on the channel once he gets old enough, let me tell you.
I Hate Your Deck.
Los Angeles is the sunny home of we, the Wizards of the West Coast. And the guests we fuck with on this epic show. I Hate Your Deck! Guitar solo! All right! The competition is toe-to-toe. From Cassius Marsh to fucking Post Malone. The best commanders and the lowest blows. I hate your deck! We're on a roll! Wow! So attack, play your cards, and say go. Be you white, blue, black, red, green, or gold. It's a counter spell? What's the deal, bro? I hate your deck! Now enjoy the show.
I Hate Your Deck. Join the I Hate Your Deck Patreon exclusive Discord to get the various benefits and be able to play Commander daily with people from around the world in our global community.